Are you looking for work in Norway and want to understand more about the working culture in this country? You are at the right place. And if you got a job in Norway already, I'll start this video the way I was introduced to my work situation here in Norway. Congratulations! When we decided to make our move to Norway and before I accepted the job here, we collected a ton of information. We used the internet, different blogs, official Norwegian sites, and so on and so on. Also, we contacted some friends who live in Norway and work here, mainly the ones that stayed here after my Erasmus year, and some friends of friends who moved here in the recent years. We wanted to get the information from people who know other country systems and are also familiar with the Norwegian one. Overall, I must say the information we got was very positive, and some people even answered with, "You're coming to live and work in Norway? Well, congratulations, this is the best decision you've ever made and I'm sure you'll be happy with it." And this answer actually stuck to me quite a lot, especially coming from someone who's been living in Norway for over 10 years now and wasn't thinking of going anywhere else. So obviously, in the end, we made a move and are so far very happy about it. Of course, there are still many things to be organized and we are not at the point we want to be yet, but we are definitely progressing on the way there. So let's hit the list. The biggest employer in Norway is the public sector, and probably the biggest one of these are the medical professions. The one that at the moment has an enormous shortage is nursing. While there have been many foreigners recruited here, a high level of proficiency in the Norwegian language is required for the majority of positions, which is not always the case in other industries. Other huge industries are in Norway definitely the energy, marine and shipping industries. The energy industries, for example, is mainly based on oil production and has high demand for professional engineers. So why working in Norway has so many advantages, and to add, it's not only knowing about the pros so you know what benefits you're getting. First of all, no matter what country, it's essential to learn basic laws and some bureaucracy so you know your rights about the working hours, sick leave and more. This can become very important when rules are not being followed or your rights are being broken. Let's start with a basic law contract. Norwegian Working Environment Act regulates the relationship between employers and employees, and the Norwegian Labour Inspection Authority has the authority to step in if the laws are not being followed. You can call them or contact the advisors at your local service center for foreigner workers. If you notice any breach of the law at the company you're working for and don't want to put yourself into the spotlight, you can also report that anonymously. For your personal situation, of course, no matter what type or duration of work you're doing, you always have to have a written employment contract, or in Norwegian, arbeidsavtale. This contract states the duration of your contract, the salary you're getting, the date of salary payments, working hours and vacation days, for example. Both parties must also sign the agreement. Working hours. Norwegians value work-life balance more than most other countries do. Long working weeks are also not common here. That means that you won't get an answer to a burning question on Friday evening or over the weekend, but it also means that people won't give you a side eye when you turn off your computer and call it a day. And please be aware that this, of course, depends hugely on your type of work, as you can't just walk out of the hospital, for example, as a nurse, but can adjust your working hours if you organize your work independently and you, for example, have more computer-based work. And of course, It is also a personality thing, but it's easy to get caught in the mentality of having a bad conscience, leaving the work not even early but on time when the rest of your co-workers is still there. And by this, I'm not even taking into account that you might have been there the first one that day and your workload is finished. A typical working week has 40 hours, but the standard in all collective agreements is 37.5 hours. Hours are flexible, although most workplaces will have at least core hours, and it's also crucial that those flexible hours don't cause significant inconvenience to the employer. It's not uncommon to finish early on Friday, and if you're working shifts, the standard working time is shorter. You would also, as an employee, have the right to reduce your hours due to health, social, or welfare issues. On the other hand, overtime work must be compensated with a higher wage. Mostly a supplement of 40% or more is paid for the overtime. It is also quite usual to have part-time employment. I can speak for Slovenia and Austria, and I'm under the impression that part-time work is not standard in Slovenia and Austria. In Austria, it's common for women whose children are under 7 years of age. And again, it also depends on your job type. But part-time work is a pretty common thing here in Norway. And just in case you are not familiar with this type of work, with 50% job, you could work 2.5 days every week, 1 week 3 days and the next one 2 days, or 3.5 to 4 hours per day every day. Also, work from home is still far from the norm, but has become a widespread thing in the COVID time, and the change was not that complicated as Norway is very digitalized anyway. Vacation days. In Norway, all employees get 21 days of paid vacation days every calendar year, and most collective agreements specify 25 days. Once you're 60 years or older, you are entitled to 1 additional week of holiday per year. Vacation days are paid extra, and there is another video I will post on this complex topic, so make sure to check it out here. Holiday dates must be decided together with trade union representatives, but you have the right to take 3 weeks vacation between June and September. The rest of the holidays can be taken at once or divided into more minor holidays. Sick leave. In Norway, you can self-certify as sick for up to 3 consecutive days. To receive sickness benefits for a more extended period, you must present a medical certificate. When on sick leave, you can receive benefits that equal 100% of your pensionable income for up to 1 year, or better to say 260 working days from your first days of absence. Your employer covers the first 16 working days, and after that, the state covers the costs. Additionally to your sick leave, you also get support if your child gets sick. Every parent is entitled to benefits for up to 10 days per year or 15 days if you have more than 2 children. If you are a single parent, this amount doubles up to 20 days or 30 days if you have more than 2 children. If you want to quit your job, you must give a written notice of at least 1 month unless there's a separate agreement in the employment contract or regulated by law. When the employee has reached a certain age or has been working for the company for an extended period, a longer notice period can apply. The same rules usually apply if you get fired. But if you do get fired, the employer can terminate your contract immediately if there was a serious breach of your employment contract. The employer must also inform you of your rights with a dismissal, including negotiations and legal proceedings. Norwegian employees have had some of the best social benefits in Europe and were also protected a lot. For example, if you were fired, the company would have to pay you full salary for the first 15 days after you stopped the work, and after this, the state would take over for a maximum of 26 weeks. But this also changed a lot during the corona crisis. In Norway, legislation of new laws was very speedy and implemented, allowing companies who had to start layoffs due to coronavirus crisis to only offer 2 days notice before the dismissal period would begin and 2 days payment. But also, that's a whole topic on its own. These would be some of the basic rules and rights you should know when working in Norway. I also recommend you to check the video next week about holiday money, as it is one of the most discussed topics when starting work in Norway. But also inform yourself, and when you get a job, good luck. For today, thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell as well. But have a great week, and I will see you next Saturday. Ha det!